I only paid $68 for this Milwaukee Sawzall. It comes with the whole kit, including the charger and the battery, but obviously it's broken. If I can fix it, that's a great deal. If I can't, not so much. Let's see what's wrong with it. So first things first, let's see. Oh, there is nothing in the battery at all. Okay. This charger looks like it's never even been used. I don't know, maybe this whole tool hasn't been used. I mean, it is a little rusty right here, but it looks like it's got very little, if any, use at all. There's like basically no wear on anything. But we got to figure out this battery situation. Let's put it on the charger and see if it charges. All right, here we go. Red light. I hear a beeping noise coming from the batteries. I mean, theoretically, that means it's charging. Oh, here we go. That is not good. That means, according to this, that means a broken battery. Okay, I mean, that's kind of what I figured would happen, but that's still a bummer. Also, I don't know what that chirping noise was. That's weird. So first things first, we got to get this battery pack fixed up. And then after that, we can put it in the tool and see if the tool works. So this whole thing, including the case and the charger and the battery, costs about $320 new. So, I mean, if I can get this thing fixed, I just got a great deal paying only 68 bucks for this thing. But that's if I can get it fixed. Sometimes these battery packs are pretty difficult to fix, and sometimes I just can't fix them at all. So that could be a problem. Also, the bare tool goes for like 35 to 40 bucks on eBay, parts only. So, I mean, if nothing else, I could always just sell the tool broken and should get a good chunk of my money back. Okay. Here we go. Definitely nothing going on in here. Let's see if we can get this battery pack out of here. All right, there we go. See if there's any voltage at all in this battery pack. 2.7 volts. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Okay, so that's definitely a problem. We need to get this battery pack charged up. I'm sure someone in the comments can tell me what the chirping is from. I'm not sure if that's coming from a faulty component on this board or if that's because the batteries are so discharged. I feel like there must be something on the board that might be causing that. Either way, let's get this battery pack charged up and then we'll see what happens when we try and charge it when the batteries are a little bit more up to where they need to be. So the first method I'm going to try to jumpstart this pack is to use this battery pack, which is a fully charged Ryobi battery pack. And we're going to try and jumpstart it with that. Now, I do need to put in a disclaimer. Don't try any of this at home. This is purely just for entertainment, just to see if I can get this working. So I've got this set up. I'm just going to put this wire onto this. The yellow wire is on positive, white is on negative. I'm just going to put it on here for just a few seconds just to make sure everything's going to be fine. I am feeling the wire. It is a little warm. Not too bad though. That does tell me that there's definitely voltage going in here. Oh yeah, we're already over 6 volts. Okay, so I'm gonna keep trying to jump start this and see if we can get it jump started, and then we'll put it back over in the actual charger and see if it'll charge on its own. So the other thing I'm doing here is just checking with a thermal cam just to make sure nothing's getting crazy hot that I don't notice. Yeah, we definitely have some temperature going in there. These wires are definitely getting warm. So just got to be super careful here. And again, don't try any of this at home. This is just for an experiment, for entertainment only. Now, since these wires were getting so hot, it made me a little nervous, so I decided that I would use a 9-volt charger first to get this battery pack at least up to 9 volts. And then after that, it should charge up with one of these other methods and not make the wires heat up so much, and probably be better for the batteries as well. So that's what I'm doing now. I think that's a better plan. Let's see how much voltage is going in here. Yeah, we're at 8.76. All right, I think that's gonna work a lot better. Now, while that battery is charging, let's take a look at the actual tool. All right, so I've never taken one of these apart before, so I'm assuming this is like a tool belt hanger thingamajigger. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws to get out. Okay, there we go. Wow, this looks so clean inside. I am pretty convinced this is unused. Everything, like there's just nothing inside here. I'm pretty sure if this thing was very used, there would be some sort of dirt or dust inside here. Yeah, motor spin's okay, so that's good. Now looking down here, here's some sort of little control board, and I can see they also fill all of that with epoxy, which is great for like longevity and the strength of the tool, and you know, components not getting knocked off here. Also, so liquid doesn't get down in there. But it sucks for repairability. That's the only thing I hate about that, because you just can't get that stuff off of there. Now, it is really nice that this switch right here is something it looks like you could just replace. We've got a brand and a part number here. So that's the nice thing about that. And just looking at it, I'm trying to decide if I should take this apart anymore. And I just, at least right now, I don't see any reason to. This is just pristine inside. So the only reason I think we might need to take this apart is if we get this battery working and you know, there's something that doesn't work. But right now, this just looks basically perfect inside. So I'm gonna put this cover back on and then we'll check in on these batteries. All right, let's check and see how much voltage we have in here, 8.85. So now the key is gonna be to check and see what we have when we remove the connection between the charger and the battery. So let's see where this settles down, and we'll see how much charge is in here. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. We're down to 8.20. It's still dropping fairly fast. So I imagine we'll probably settle out around 7.5 to 8 volts, which is better than what it came in with, but we need to leave this thing on the charger quite a bit longer. I'm not sure if this battery pack's gonna be good long term, but we'll find out, I guess. I don't know where this case was located, but for the condition of the inside of the tool, this looks like it was in some sort of environment with a good amount of liquid. So I want to take this buckle off, and let's see, the other buckle is also not great. I want to take these off and actually sand this rust off, and I don't have what I need to like re-chrome these, but I might try using like some chrome paint or something. The problem with leaving it scuffed up is then it's gonna just re-rust pretty easily, but I don't know. Okay, I think these do come off, theoretically. Not like that though. Let's see if we can get it off. Come on. Ah, there we go. Okay, there's one. There we go. Now I did think about painting these, and that's something that probably could work, but given the fact that if I paint them, there's a pretty good chance the paint is just going to flake off at some point. I think I'm actually just gonna leave these sanded just like they are, because even though they don't look amazing, they look much better without the rust on there. I don't have to worry about the paint flaking off, and ultimately they are just the clasps for this Milwaukee case. And now with these sanded, I'm gonna get these reinstalled back on the case, and then we'll take a look at this battery and see how charged it is now. I do have to reinstall these metal bars. I don't know what they're called. And come on, there we go. Hopefully I just put that on right and not backwards. And there we go. Definitely not the best, but maybe the okayest. Let's take a look at those batteries. All right, and we are at 8.87. Let's disconnect, let it flatten out a bit, and see what we got. Okay, and it is dropping more slowly than before. So the next thing I need to do is get it up past 9 volts. I'm not sure what the cutoff on the charger on this is, but I think it's probably like 14 to 15 volts or so. So we got a little more to go. This charger only goes to 9 volts though. So I think what I'm gonna do is move back to this and use this one to charge this one up closer to 19 volts. Now I am just gonna do this for short periods of time because before these wires did get pretty warm. They shouldn't get as warm now that we're getting closer in voltage. Yeah, they're not getting nearly as warm, which is great news. That means we're getting closer. Oh, we're still dropping in voltage though. Okay, so we need to make sure we're connected here. There we go. Yeah, wires are getting a little warm. They're not like they were though, so. Okay, I'm gonna do this a few times and see if we can get this up anywhere close to where it'll charge. Then I'll put it on the charger. Now I've been jump starting this for a little while and we're up to 17.1 volts and these wires are just warm. They're not even hot. So just having this pack a little bit closer to the same charge as this pack has really helped keep these wires cool, as there's not as much voltage running into this battery all at once. So I think what I want to do now is, now that this is at 17 volts, I'm going to take this off of here and put it in the charger and see if it charges. The other thing about this battery pack is there are no lights when we press this button. So let's see if putting it in the charger helps that as well. Now I want to do this fairly quickly because the voltage will drop on this pretty quickly. So I want to make sure that this has enough volts that hopefully the charger will recognize and start charging it. So I'm going to disconnect minus first, then plus. Now let's put it on the charger and see what happens. Okay, we get a red light right here, and so far it is staying red. And the light on the charger is red as well. So that is great news. I'm going to let the battery charger now charge this pack up fully, and then we'll test it in the tool and see if that works. Now, just to double check that it is charging, I have my negative lead on the negative side of the pack, positive lead on the positive side, and it definitely is charging. All right, I'll let it sit on here for a little bit and then we'll see what happens. So it's been charging quite a while. It's still charging, which is good. Let's see what the voltage is now. I want to get it charged up enough so I can test this tool. So 18.06. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this is getting pretty close to being able to test the tool, but what I want to do is get this battery pack back into the case and then put it back on the charger, and hopefully it won't lose enough voltage. I don't think it will. I think it's doing good, but that's what I want to do now. So let's do that and then put it back on the charger and make sure it still charges. Here we go. Okay, good. And we should be able to put it on. There we go. Okay, all good. Now, the handy thing is that now that it's on there, I can actually put the screws back in with it on the charger. Now let's see. Oh, look at this. The lights even work. That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna get these screws in and then I'm gonna let it charge a little bit more, but pretty soon I wanna just put in that tool and see if the tool works. It looks good. The tool looks great from the inside, as you saw, but it's hard to know for sure. Obviously, there could be something wrong with it. So the other thing that I need to address about this battery pack is, obviously, it's been, it's not been treated well. Like it's had gone through some hard times. So there's no way for me to know if this battery pack will do well long term. But what I can say is that it's at least working for now. I'm going to take this off. We're going to try and power up the tool, see if it works, and then I'm going to put it back on the charger and just let it fully charge. But I want to see if the tool actually works. So here we go. Battery off. In the tool. Is it going to work? Heck yeah, it's going to work. That thing works amazing. Okay. Not going to use it too much though. I want to make sure this battery doesn't get any more abuse than it's already had. So hopefully the battery will work long term. Okay, and it's back on the charger, looking good. Now, as I said, this probably isn't a great long-term fix for this battery pack, But at the same time, it is cool to see that you can actually get these things working, at least most of the time. Again, this was just for demonstration and entertainment purposes. Don't mess with battery packs yourself, as they can be very dangerous. So I was able to only pay $68 for an over $300 tool. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video and if you want to see more like this. If you like this type of video, I bought an entire pallet of broken power tools. I'll put a link for that video up on your screen now so you can come hang out with me over there and see how many of those tools I could fix. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one.